You are getting sleepy and sleepier, sleepy and sleepier. No, not really. Hi, I'm Reverend Elizabeth Howell, and we're here today to understand and learn and debunk the myths about hypnosis. And I have with me my special guest, Mary Ellen Ott, who is a certified hypnotherapist with the IMDHA, as well as a certified registered life coach. And we want to welcome her today to help us get rid of some of the myths and fears surrounding hypnosis. Well, we're here with Mary Ellen Ott. And Mary Ellen, thank you so much for coming out today and joining us on Psychic Sushi. And I started out with a little fun here today. I was trying to do the typical myth about hypnosis and how it somehow is, there's a powerful person behind it and whatever. There's a lot of mythology, a lot of misunderstandings with hypnosis. Now, I'm a certified hypnotherapist as well, but I wanted to bring on a specialist, someone other than myself, to discuss hypnosis today. And we're going to debunk some myths. We're going to get rid of some fear-based realities around hypnosis. We're going to learn what hypnosis is, and we're going to also experience, or we're going to show you what it's actually like to have hypnosis done. And Mary Ellen is actually going to induce a relaxation session for me, so you can see I will be going under, and she's going to be the person who is the facilitator. So Mary Ellen, you've been doing hypnosis for a while. Tell us first, when did you get started?
Well, I started my company. My company is called Nurture You. And I started it because I realized that there were so many people who were just, nowadays there's so much stress, people are getting burned out, and they're not taking good care of themselves. And so that's the idea behind Nurture You. If you don't take care of yourself, it affects everything that you do, your job, your relationships, everything. So I got started, and I got my designation as a registered corporate coach.
Okay.
And I worked with people one-on-one, helping them with goal setting and, people that wanted to eat healthier, exercise, all those kind of things. And so what happened then was I was working with people, and a lot of people were really successful with the coaching. But there were other people that really had a tough time. And I kind of call that like a client that hits the wall,
right,
where they say, this is what I want to do, I really want to do this. And then, they come back for the follow-up session, and they're not experiencing the success that they want and that they deserve. And that's when I got interested in hypnosis.
Well, we know that a lot of people are like, what is hypnosis? The first questions I get is, how does it feel? Does it feel funny? And I always get the first response when I tell people that I am a hypnotherapist, and I bet you get this too, is,
yes,
I can't be hypnotized.
Right.
And I smile, and I say, well, are you of average or above average intelligence? And the people go, and I say, can you follow instructions? And they go, and I say, well, then you can be hypnotized.
That's
How
right.
do you feel about that?
That's right. And that's exactly correct. Anybody of average or higher intelligence that wants to be hypnotized can. And that's the key. If someone called me up and said, or, if it was a face-to-face thing and they said, there's no way you're going to be able to hypnotize me, I would say, you're absolutely right. Because hypnosis is something that a person enters into willingly. And like you said, when you were explaining, it was great. You said that I facilitate that. And that's exactly how it is.
Yeah.
Because, if someone has an unusual amount of fear or resistance, then it's not going to be effective.
And I think the fear comes from TV shows that you have seen on, where, and even goes back to a movie. I think there was a movie called, it was in the 1900s or something, early 1900s, where this guy, took over this woman and used hypnosis to make her do awful and terrible things.
Exactly.
And even just recently, I just saw this repeat of, Murder, She Wrote episode where they were all on a cruise ship.
Right.
And the hypnotist on the cruise ship hypnotized everybody in the locker room and was murdered, and everyone was stuck in hypnosis. And so I went, wow, what a bunch of bunk.
Yeah.
It was horrible. Because number one, the minute the hypnosis, the magician or whatever got killed, everyone would have come out of trance.
Exactly.
And I often say to people, that's the biggest fear, is they feel that they'll be out of control.
Right, and that's a big thing with all people. We want to feel in control. You don't want to give that up to somebody else. And that's one of the great things about hypnosis, is that I tell people, yes, hypnosis is mind control. And that kind of gets people's attention. They're like, whoa, but it is mind control because it helps you to be more in control of your mind through that process.
And I like to use the term Raja Yoga. I even kind of flip that a little with people, because Raja means mental yoga, and it is controlling thought process, controlling the crazy thoughts and getting more focused. And hypnosis helps that.
Exactly, and it's a calming and a focusing and an opening of the mind. And once the mind is more calm, open, and focused, then that's when people can let in all the suggestions that are beneficial and that'll help them make the changes that they want to make anyway.
And it's a great tool. Now, a lot of people their fears too are about, what if I love this one, what if I get stuck?
Like you mentioned that Murder, She Wrote, there was also that movie Office Space.
Really?
Have you ever seen that movie?
No.
Yeah, so that's a great example. And so I tell people, you're not, it's just not possible to get stuck in hypnosis.
Yeah, I remember that a nurse told me, she said, honestly, there's no code in the emergency room for someone stuck in trance or hypnosis.
Right.
So I felt, well, if there's no code, that's a good thing.
That's a good thing. And because it's a natural state, people actually go in and out of trance each and every day. And a classic example of that is what they call highway hypnosis, where someone's driving down the road and, they're driving, they're paying attention to their driving. Well, hopefully they're not like texting or doing those other things. But, someone's driving down the road and, their mind's just kind of in another place, just a little different state of consciousness. And so all of a sudden they look up and there's their exit. And, I think everybody's had that experience, and that's why it's called highway hypnosis. And it's not that the person wasn't, in control of their driving or anything like that. Hopefully they're not knocking over mailboxes. But really, it's just a different consciousness. And in fact, I was so happy when they came out with GPS systems, because I think that's a great way to explain hypnosis. Really? You're the driver, you're in complete control at all times. Hypnosis is the vehicle that gets you from point A to point B, which is where you want to go anyway.
Oh, I like that.
And I'm the GPS system. I give you the turn-by-turn directions so you can sit back, relax, and get there faster and easier.
Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. And another part for people, they just don't want to perhaps accept relaxation.
That's very
true.
true.
I think a lot of people are so strung up and so tense. The first time I get a client in, a lot of times they're just not ready to relax. And so do you find that also?
Yeah, it's almost, I heard a friend of mine who's a hypnotherapist in Florida, she said it best. She said, nowadays sometimes people carry their stress like it's a designer bag. It's almost like, something that people are, I don't know if the word would be proud of, but, there's a lot of drama around that thing of being stressed. Plus, there's a lot of reality about the stress that's out there. Yeah. And so people are afraid of relaxing, and the idea of relaxing can be very threatening. Like, a very busy, stressed person that's just trying to make it through the day, we all have days like that. And so they think, wow, relaxation is the opposite of what I want. When in fact, when a person can learn to cultivate that relaxation on a daily basis, it helps them to be more productive. So that's like the great irony.
Yeah, absolutely, more productive. And also, a lot of people have issues about, if I go to a hypnotherapist, I'm afraid that they're going to make me do something I don't want to do, like go rob a bank or go murder people or do something that I shouldn't do that would be against that. Now, explain that myth.
Well,
or debunk that myth.
One of the things that always makes me laugh is I'm married and I have a 21-year-old son. And so I always tell my clients, look, if I had that kind of power and control over anybody, you know, I wouldn't even leave home. You know, I would be so busy, you know, orchestrating my husband, my son, and, you know, surely I would not be cleaning the house or cooking or doing any of those things. So, yeah, you absolutely cannot make someone do something that is outside of, you know, their morals, their values, and that kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but if your moral nature was to rob banks, I guess technically you could put that in, but you know, that would be against, that wouldn't be against their moral nature. But that person would not come and get hypnosis done to improve their life or to relax
and just like the idea of, you know, sort of the classics, you know, well, you know, the stage hypnosis. You know, am I going to be clucking like a chicken, barking like a dog? I always tell people, look, I have never had someone call up and be like, hey, you know, I'd love to come in and have you, you know, hypnotize me to do that. It's just, and everything I do is really based around wellness and holistic health.
Yes.
And that's why I got the credentials that I did through the International Medical and Dental Hypnotherapy Association.
Right, right. Now, you pointed out stage hypnosis. Mm-hmm. And I think a lot of people also, another part of the mythology around hypnosis is the stage hypnosis.
Right.
Who didn't go to high school or junior high and have the stage hypnotist come in and put your friends up on stage and get them to cluck like chickens or act drunk or in these nightclubs now, there's a few acts that go around.
Right.
I'm not going to mention names, but a certain guy actually does have girls take off their tops.
Yeah.
And
I think he was recently in Cleveland too. I saw something.
And that really had me concerned because I tried to explain to people, and maybe this is okay, I'll not take words out of your mouth, but basically stage hypnotists are trained in a certain type of hypnosis.
Exactly.
But as well as they are able to pick people, number one, who are subjective to easy trance. And then number two, people who are the class clowns.
Exactly.
In every class, there is a class clown, right? So they're going to find that one person who's willing to act silly for the applause, that are willing to do things. So they're not, again, doing anything against their moral nature, correct?
Right. And so the point that you made is very valid, that someone who does stage hypnosis, if you ever have been to a stage show, they bring many people up, but then they send some people back to their seat.
They do.
Because they know who is not going to be there for the entertainment. And that's what I tell people too. Stage hypnosis is strictly for entertainment.
Yeah.
And so that's what they're looking for.
Yeah. And on the one side, though, if it hadn't been for the stage hypnotists throughout history, we would have lost hypnosis as a tool. They kept hypnosis going during when it was underground, more or less, right? I mean, I would say that. So. But it's not the same. It's not the same. So when you come into an office or you want to have hypnosis for self-improvement, it's more of, what is a session more like then?
Well, really, like I said, everything that I do is mostly, it's like wellness, holistic health. For example, the most common things I do are weight loss, smoking cessation, stress management. So those kind of things, you know, you come in and the fact that I'm trained as a coach, I think is also something that is the difference that makes the difference, because I work with people and I'm able to draw out from them, first of all, what is it that you really want? What is this going to do for you? You know, and to really get them to give me the information that I need to structure the session. Because basically through the coaching, I'm drawing out from someone what it is that they most want. And then during the hypnosis, I am actually individualizing the session and giving that back to them once I've gotten them to the point where they're relaxed. Now, when I say relaxed, I'm talking about, you know, when we're talking now, we're just strictly conscious mind, logical, rational, analytical thinking, you know, it's all conscious mind. And that's good, you know, that's a good thing. But with hypnosis, instead of being in the beta brain waves, we want to drop down to the alpha level, which is just a light level of relaxation, because that's the other thing. Sometimes people think it's going to be this mystical experience where they're going to be, you know, unconscious or asleep. It's not like that. It's just a nice light level of relaxation.
Well, I like that you pointed out not asleep, because a lot of times people
Right.
misunderstand hypnosis as being unconscious,
Exactly.
but it's actually the opposite, isn't it?
Right. And, you know, some people become, you know, sort of, they get a feeling of being detached from their surroundings. Other people are acutely aware of their surroundings. You know, so either one is perfectly acceptable. So the light level of relaxation that we use to calm, focus, and open the mind to all the suggestions, it would be analogous to if someone was watching TV and closed their eyes, and they still heard the TV, and they still, you know, let's say the phone rang. They would be kind of at the point where, am I going to answer it? Am I not going to answer it? You know, that kind of thing.
Not answer it.
Right, sometimes a good thing. So it's just a light level of relaxation. It's not, you know, you're not asleep, you're not unconscious. And so that's something that sometimes surprises people, or the fact that, you know, you still hear ordinary sounds that may be in the room or outside of the room.
Yeah.
And that's no big deal because they're just not important to what we're doing.
Yeah. Now, and hypnosis has been around for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
So you know, when I discuss hypnosis, I say that even back in ancient times in Greece and Egypt, they had healing temples where the people were drumming and using rhythmic drumming to induce alpha brainwave level patterns.
Yep.
And then the healer would be giving the person who was ill positive reinforcement. You are not sick, you are whole, you are healthy,
Right.
and these positive would go into the subconscious mind. So even the Greeks and the Egyptians were well aware of the power of trance to open up to the subconscious mind. And so that's in history. So
Absolutely.
now we have this wonderful tool. It was hypnosis has been okayed by the FDA since
The American Medical Association accepted hypnosis in I believe it was 1958.
1958.
And that's
so-
something that's surprising to a lot of people. You know, a lot of people think of hypnosis as just being, you know, kind of the woo-woo. You know, you talked about before when you tell people, you know, you're a certified hypnotherapist, you know, I've had a wide variety of reactions to that. You know, I've had people that actually, when they heard, you know, who were in conversation with me, who heard me say that I was a certified hypnotherapist, who basically ran the other way, like that kind of like,
Wow.
whoa. You know, sometimes it's just the raised eyebrow, but again, it's perceived as being just sort of the woo-woo kind of thing. And I love now, because you pointed out that it's an ancient art. It's an ancient way of healing.
Yes.
And now we have the science
Yeah.
behind the success of hypnosis, which I think is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, and proven. I mean, we
Exactly.
You know, now who was it in the IMDHA who was on 60 Minutes or something, and he had surgery done on his knee with hypnosis and with acupuncture. And he's a colleague. He's the IMDHA.
Yeah, you know what? The name is eluding me right now.
And he's in the Ford Center. Oh, well, sorry. Well, there was a colleague of ours, and he
Right.
actually was on 60 Minutes, and he had surgery done on his knee under no anesthesia, just acupuncture and hypnosis. And they ended up having to do more surgery on him than what they thought. It was knee surgery, so it was supposed to be in and out. But they still did not have to use any anesthesia at all, and this was live, basically live on 60 Minutes.
And you know, when you talk about the history of hypnosis, that was one thing that was amazing, was actually, I think it was as Daly that learned that through inducing the deepest level of hypnosis, they actually way back performed abdominal surgeries.
Oh,
Using
wow, that's
hypnosis as anesthesia. Now, if I were to go to the hospital, I can tell you if I was having abdominal surgery, I think I would elect for the anesthesia. But it just goes to show that it is that powerful, because you're tapping into the power of the mind and the body together. And I think that's really important too, because sometimes people think of it as dealing with only our thoughts. But when you think about it, you know, let's say someone comes in for weight loss. You know, basically, people know how to reduce their weight. They need to eat healthy, they need to exercise, and also the stress is a really big component. They need to get a handle on the stress because that affects things in so many ways. So people know what they need to do, and so consciously they say, hey, this is what I'm going to do. And then, you know, that's all conscious mind, willpower. But there's a lot that has been programmed into their subconscious mind over the years. Thoughts, feelings, images, memories, all those things that perhaps say, oh, I really want to lose this weight, but it's going to be so hard, I'll never be able to eat a cookie again, and all the things that people tell themselves.
Yeah.
So in order for someone to take action, it's like you can't just look at that part. You have to back it up and say, what determines whether or not someone takes that action? It does go back to their thoughts. But your thoughts go back to your feelings.
Yeah.
Your feelings go back to what's been programmed into you over the years. And that's where hypnosis makes the difference.
Yeah.
Because you're getting into a deeper level of motivation. And not only that, but it doesn't just change your thoughts. Once you are dealing with changing the belief, it shifts that person's energy and it affects their physiology. And that's the thing that I think is so exciting, that science is just proving more and more through all the research.
Yeah. Now I remember, you know, we talked with Jim and Pat, our teachers, but they said that also during hypnosis, your body relaxes so much in areas that you have not relaxed before. It actually, the blood flows better. And you get oxygen to parts of your body and skin that you didn't before, possibly, into the brain. So that also then boosts the endorphins in your body.
Exactly.
So by doing hypnosis or practicing self-hypnosis, you're actually doing something that is physically beneficial, like you said.
Exactly. And, you know, the work of Dr. Herbert Benson out of Harvard Medical, he's the one that founded the Mind-Body Institute at Boston, Massachusetts General Hospital, I believe it is. And he's the one that first coined that term, the relaxation response, like back in the 70s. And that was huge to the medical community, because that was the first time that they really established that mind-body connection.
Yeah.
And basically, the relaxation response is the opposite of fight or flight.
Right.
And when we're under chronic stress, we have that fight or flight response. It affects every part of your body. It affects your hormones, your heart rate, your blood pressure,
Your back.
everything. Right.
Yeah.
And so even just being able to cultivate that relaxation response in your body on a daily basis is amazing.
Yeah.
And that's no matter what I do. If someone comes to me for weight, smoking, it doesn't matter. I always start with that, the wonder of the relaxation response.
Yeah, relaxation. It's and we're going to do a little bit of that today. And so we're now going to go ahead and demonstrate for
Great.
the audience here.
Well, just get as comfortable as possible, and as you know, you don't need any particular chair or anything. You can just be sitting up, and I like to tell people to, you know, if they're sitting, to just keep your feet flat on the floor or on the rug, and then, you know, just think about relaxing in a way that your head, your neck, and your spine are comfortably aligned and relaxed. And then it's always nice to start by taking a nice deep breath. Just inhale through your nose, and then just exhale slowly and deeply. And then once again, just drawing in that nice, wonderful breath. And as you exhale, beginning to let go of tension, stress, worry, or concern. And then as you take this next nice, slow, deep inhale, just allowing yourself to breathe in that feeling of peace. And with every exhale, continuing to release, relax, and let go. And as you continue to breathe normally and healthfully, just allow yourself to begin to be guided into a wonderful state of peace and relaxation. And just allow yourself to just lightly focus on the soothing sound of my voice without paying attention to any ordinary sounds around you, whether in this room or outside of this room. Those sounds are simply no longer important to what we're doing here. You can just allow them to remain in the background or simply fade away. But if at any time you are aware of any sounds other than my voice, just by letting them go, you'll further deepen your sense of peace and relaxation. And as you continue to just relax, I'd like to set a very powerful intention right at the beginning of our session that everything that happens in this session today be for your very best and highest good. And knowing that we've set that intention can allow you to just feel comfortable, safe, relaxed, and at ease. So now, after just relaxing for just a very short time with your eyes closed, just notice that you're blessed with that wonderful gift of stillness behind your eyelids. And just let yourself begin to float out into that beautiful, velvety darkness. And bring a wonderful feeling of relaxation into all the little muscles in and around your eyes. Just let your eyes begin to relax. Let your eyelids be so heavy. Just let them melt down into your cheeks. And you know that in the case of an emergency, you'd be able to open your eyes immediately and respond to the needs of any situation. But because there's no emergency now, you can just allow yourself the luxury of deep relaxation, allowing your eyes to remain closed. And let that wonderful relaxation in your eyes just wash over the rest of your body like a beautiful, gentle wave. And bring that feeling of relaxation into your toes and the soles of your feet. Just let all the muscles in your feet just relax and melt down. And let that wonderful feeling of relaxation begin to move slowly up into your legs, past your knees, and all the way up into your thighs. Just let your legs feel heavy, loose, limp, and relaxed. And let that feeling move all the way up into your hips. And as you continue to allow yourself to relax and let go just a little deeper, it may feel as if you're sinking just a little deeper into that wonderful, comfortable chair that's now supporting your body. Feel the relaxation now in your abdomen and in your waist. And just know that all of your body systems are able to function more perfectly as you just relax and let go. And then feel that relaxation at the very base of your spine. And just let that wonderful, relaxing, healing energy begin to move up your spine, one vertebrae at a time. And as that wonderful energy moves up your spine, let it relax all the muscles in your back, from your lower back to the middle of your back, and all the way into your upper back. And as you continue to breathe normally and healthfully, just send your breath to any place within your body, particularly in your back, that may feel tense or weary or sore. And just let that breath just circulate throughout all your muscles, just letting them relax and melt down and feel nice and smooth. And then let the relaxation in your back move around to all the muscles in your chest, so that with the gentle rise and fall of your chest, with every breath you take and every word I say, continuing to relax, release, and let go. And then let that wonderful feeling of relaxation soothe your throat and relax all the muscles in your neck. And although your head, your neck, and your spine are very relaxed, your head can remain in a comfortable neutral position, and feel free to adjust your position in any way that allows you to be more comfortable. And imagine now that there's two warm, gentle, caring hands one placed on each shoulder. And just let the wonderful, healing, relaxing energy just soothe all the muscles in your shoulders. You may feel a slight gentle drop in your shoulders, as if the weight of the world has been lifted off of them. And feel that wonderful feeling of relaxation move all the way down into your arms, past your elbows, into your hands, and all the way to the tips of your fingers. And as you bring this gentle healing and relaxation into your hands and your fingers, just notice whether you have a gentle tingling of energy in your hands, and whether you do or whether you don't. Just let whatever you're experiencing be wonderful and comfortable. And then let that relaxation move up the back of your neck, the back of your head, and all the way to the top of your head. And right there at the top of your head, at the very crown, allowing your scalp to become more relaxed. Just notice if your scalp has that wonderful tingling of relaxing energy. And then let that relaxation flow down into your forehead, soothing and smoothing away any remaining signs of tension or stress, as all those little muscles in and around your eyes continue to relax. And let all the muscles in your cheeks relax, so that your face reflects a gentle glow of peace as you continue to relax. And finally, let that relaxation flow all the way down into your jaw. You may feel a slight gentle drop of your jaw as you continue to relax, release, and let go. And send a wave of gratitude from the top of your head all the way down to the bottoms of your feet, that you have allowed your body to become more deeply relaxed. In a moment, I'll be counting down from 10 to 1, and at the count of 1, just know that your body and your mind will be more deeply relaxed. And your mind knows just the right level of relaxation for you today to feel wonderfully peaceful, calm, and at ease. And so as I count back from 10 to 1, just allow your mind to float and drift to a beautiful, relaxing place. Perhaps you'd like your mind to float and drift to a beautiful place in nature. Perhaps a beautiful wooded area, but just let all the details become clearer to you. 10, just let your mind begin to float and drift. And 1, allowing your body, your mind, and your spirit to just come together today in the most relaxing way, to allow you to feel comfortable, peaceful, calm, relaxed, and at ease. And just know that this feeling of calm, peace, and relaxation will remain with you. And this is a feeling that you can tap into at any time, anywhere, and for any reason that you want to just feel more calm, peaceful, and relaxed. No matter what's happening around you, at any time from this moment forward, just by taking a nice deep breath and thinking of the words calm, peaceful, and relaxed, that wonderful calm, peaceful, relaxed feeling will return to you, allowing you to go out into your day, and no matter what you do or who you meet, whatever challenges there may be, it can allow you to feel calm, peaceful, and relaxed. So just remember, at any time, any place, and for any reason, that you wish to feel this wonderful, deep feeling of being centered and at ease, just by taking a nice deep breath and thinking of those words, calm, peaceful, and relaxed, you will be able to feel this wonderful, centered, peaceful feeling. So now, in a moment, I'll be counting from 1 to 5, and at the count of 5, you'll be wide awake, fully alert, and feeling absolutely wonderful. 1, just continue to allow yourself to relax. But 2, allow yourself now to begin to feel more refreshed, as if you've had the most wonderful, relaxing power nap. 3, allow yourself now to feel rejuvenated. Let that energy come back into your body. In fact, you may feel it like a wonderful surge of energy coming up through the soles of your feet. Subtle movements of fingers and toes. 4, taking a nice deep breath, allowing your eyes to be cool and refreshed. And 5, opening your eyes wide awake, fully alert. And how you feeling?
Feeling very relaxed.
Great. Welcome back.
Yes. Wow.
Welcome back.
I went deep.
Great.
See, I feel very good.
You look sparkly.
Oh, thank you. Well, I feel like I took a long journey. I don't know how long I was out, but I was out. So I felt good. When I know I'm with someone, it's very easy. Your voice is very relaxing.
Thank you.
It felt, at first, it's always relaxing, and as I concentrate on my muscles, I can feel each area where I'm really trying to get them to let go. And then that drifty feeling comes in, where you kind of just feel like you're drifting. And I really couldn't move my hands. I really felt I was so relaxed. I didn't want to.
It's like too much effort.
I was hoping that you'd actually come over and pick up one of my arms just to prove that I couldn't move it, because I was just like, I can't move. And I could feel it's kind of a sinking feeling too, but that's like when you brought that, but very aware. And I just, when you started talking about the woods, I could see them, and I was walking down the woods, and it felt very relaxed, but I could feel the energy. As you were moving the energy around my body, I could feel that as well.
Yeah, and
so
that's kind of a neat thing too. And you know what? I always feel so much better after I lead someone through hypnosis for relaxation. So I feel all nice and relaxed and sparkly too. So.
Yeah. Well, that was wonderful. So now, and as you can see, that we didn't really, there wasn't a whole lot involved. I wasn't laying down on the floor, and obviously I wasn't out of control. I could have ended the session at any time and stood up. And
but it's like you're too relaxed to want to do that. That's a good way of putting it.
Too relaxed to want to do it.
So if, let's say, you had come to my office and you had a specific issue that you were working on, then of course once we went through the relaxation and like, it's always nice to go to like that special relaxing place, but then once you got there, if it was for something other than just general relaxation, that's when the specific suggestions would be given.
Now the suggestions for like what we call behavior control or behavior modification for stop smoking and weight control are basically positive suggestions. You no longer desire to eat fattening foods ever again, or all desire for fattening foods is gone.
I actually don't say that.
Because you use different scripts.
Well, no, but not just that, but I, especially when I do weight loss, so many people get into that love-hate relationship with food, and so the words that I give people are, it has to be simple, it has to be doable. Like I tell my clients, cake happens, unless someone has like a medical reason why, they could not have, cake ever again. So I wouldn't even put in a suggestion even as strong, and it's more about moderation and those kind of things.
Portion control. Yeah.
Exactly. So, the healthy, wholesome foods, just the right amount. So.
Just the right amounts. And with stop smoking, so there's behavior modification, which you can use with hypnosis.
Right.
But there's also what we call mind, body, spirit, which are goal-oriented, success, better self-esteem.
Right.
Do you do past life regressions or?
Well, what I tell people is that I do regression. And the reason why I'm very specific about that is I'm the type of person, I really believe that I facilitate an experience for someone, but it's their deep down mind that they know where they need to go to release whatever issue that they're coming to me with. So in other words, if someone has a particular issue, I help them trace that back to where that started.
Okay.
You know, wherever that may
So
be.
you're very open-ended on that one. You're not
Exactly.
a specific past life regression.
Exactly.
I know some hypnotherapists that do past life regression work specifically. They deal with that
Right.
in life between lives work, but that's a
Right.
whole different thing.
Right, and I know how to approach that.
Okay. Now, we need to explain the IMDHA a little bit real quickly. Now, that's the International Medical, Dental, and Hypnotherapy Association, and they are based now out of
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania. Okay, and it is an association, which is a national association.
It's actually international now, which is
international's
exciting.
in the name.
Yeah.
You know, it is international.
I didn't even think of that either. That is
My
pretty
bad.
funny.
But yes, explain a little bit about IMDHA and all the wonderful things that they're doing.
They're doing a lot of really good things. And what I love about IMDHA is that they are the one hypnotherapy association that actually interfaces with the medical community.
Right.
So since what I do is wellness related, I felt that it was important for me to have that designation.
Their goal was it still is, to have a hypnotherapist in every doctor's office and a hypnotherapist in every hospital.
Right, and more and more, I am becoming more and more interested in the medical side of it. You know, and I always tell people, you know, and it's important that we tell people that, you know, hypnotherapy, as a hypnotherapist, I'm not a licensed mental health practitioner. Hypnosis is not, you know, we don't diagnose, we don't treat. It's not a replacement for any medical or psychiatric treatment. However, it's a great tool for self-help and healing.
Right.
So I'm more and more, I think because of the research and data that's coming out now, I'm more and more interested in you know, having more and more referrals from doctors, you know, because when you look at the healthcare crisis, you know, a lot of it has to do with we need to really work at healthy self-care and prevention.
Right.
So.
And there's amazing results happen with hypnosis. And I know just with my clients, the changes I've seen.
Right.
One, the de-stressing. And two, if it is for, you know, behavior modification, stop smoking. If you get someone to stop smoking, wow, that's great.
Right.
And they come back and say,
I love it.
I feel terrific. And I have quite a few clients that came in for phobias, bee phobias, fear of driving over bridges and things like that. So we had some great results with it. And as you said, it comes back to self-help and the power of your own mind.
Right.
And your power of your mind over matter or mind over body.
Right.
And you focusing in on achieving the goals you desire to be happy
Absolutely.
and healthy.
Yep.
And to no longer be afraid of bees or other things like that. So,
Right.
So the IMDHA is a great association. There are some wonderful associations out there, but you know, it's a terrific association that we are lucky that Mary Ellen is here, and she's in charge of the Northern Ohio chapter of the IMDHA association. And once a month, she has hypnotherapists get together and they listen to a lecture and get together and exchange notes, so to speak.
Right.
And I always miss the meetings.
Well, we'll have to work on that.
Yes, that's a goal. I'm goal-oriented. I will work on that. But yeah, we are really grateful to have you here. And
Thanks.
so, and explain a bit, since someone might say, what is the corporate or life coaching, just really quick.
Well, again, it's like with the hypnosis, the hypnotherapy, you're dealing with the subconscious mind, which always sounds so magical and mystical, but really it's that, like we said before, that's where our habits come from, you know, that kind of thing. So coaching is done, it's kind of like all conscious mind, where, you know, I sit down with someone and, you know, what is it that you want? What are the steps you're willing to take to get there? we affirm that, and so that's a great process, but it's all conscious mind.
Okay, conscious mind. Kind of like, not like NLP, maybe? Neuro-linguistic programming, maybe?
I have some NLP training, so I always kind of bring in elements of that with the coaching or with the hypnosis as well. I think that that's just something, that we all naturally do.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the registered corporate coach designation, I chose that over just a typical life coach designation because I have an interest in corporate wellness.
Mean to make businesses healthier or to make people who work for businesses healthier?
Both.
All right. Well, we're going to go ahead. We have a studio audience here today, and we're going to go into the studio audience, and I'm going to hold out a microphone, and they're going to ask some questions of you.
Okay, wonderful.
And we'll get to that. All right. Now we're in with the studio audience, and I'm going to first ask everyone, you experienced the hypnosis, the relaxation a little bit with me, and how did that make you guys feel?
More relaxed.
More relaxed?
Yeah.
You enjoyed it?
Yes.
You did?
Yes. I can do it again.
Okay. All right. She wants to do it again.
Made me relax, made me feel less stressed.
All right.
I could feel my muscles unknotting and everything just relaxing and just like flowing away. It was just really relaxing.
Very good. And Chrissy?
I had a tension headache when we started, and it's gone now. So that's good.
Good.
Just comfortable and confident. Something sometimes you need.
All right. Well, that's great. So everyone got a little bit of something out of the demonstration that Mary Ellen provided us today. And we know that people have some questions now to want to ask Mary Ellen. So we'll go ahead, and I know Marty was jumping out of her seat. She had a question she wanted to ask. So go ahead, Marty.
What I was wondering about was medical or dental hypnosis.
Yes.
At times, a person like myself can all of a sudden have a panic attack. Now, how do I trust you to really put me under and really have this happen to me while I'm there? I mean, I could all of a sudden panic and say, I know this isn't going to work. Will it work?
Well, one thing that I would tell you is if you're talking about like sort of a treatment for like a panic disorder, kind of like we talked about before, I always tell people, we're not a licensed mental health practitioner, or, it's not a replacement for any medical, kind of the disclaimer thing. But what I can tell you is what Elizabeth said before, anyone of average or higher intelligence that is willing to be hypnotized can be. Because I just facilitate that experience for you. And so that's one thing too. I always tell people, you need to find someone that you feel comfortable with. So if you're out there looking for a hypnotherapist, you need to find someone, first of all, that has credentials. And also, I always spend time with people on the phone, speaking with them so they can answer or ask any questions that they might have so that I can, help them to alleviate their fears to feel comfortable before they even come in the door. And I think that that's really important.
And I think that the key that she's asking about trust, as I believe that you would, if you are more comfortable with what we call permissive voice or more of a authoritative voice, a lot of times you have to figure out what type of hypnosis you're more susceptible to. Permissive voice is what Mary Ellen does. What I do, authoritative would be more maybe a male voice that you will be relaxed, you will close your eyes. There are some very strong authoritative hypnosis facilitators that I know of, and one of them is that they're more stronger personalities. So it's a personality that you also will feel comfortable with. Do you want to be nurtured, or do you want to be told, stop panicking?
That's what I would wonder. I would wonder to myself, because that can happen to anybody just so quickly.
Right.
All of a sudden their mind just goes in a different direction where they're not going to allow this to happen to them because they're going to panic. And but they really, like with myself, I would love to be hypnotized, like during medical procedures, so much healthier, better for you.
Yeah.
Recovery is better. And that would be a piece of cake for me.
Right.
But I would be afraid to trust that I would rule out. Not crazy, but that's the truth, you know.
And what would be the fear that, like, when you're thinking of like a particular medical procedure, what would you fear that would happen? I guess I
That
just
I
need-
would feel the procedure. You know,
okay.
that's what I mean.
Sure.
Is that trusting, like, if he's going to drill in my teeth, in my mouth, I want
Sure.
to not feel that.
Right. And of
Will I
course,
not
if
feel that?
if someone wanted to use hypnosis, you know, instead of Novocaine for a dental procedure, if they had a reason, you know, that they wanted to do that, you know, they could always try that, and then during the course of the procedure, you know, if they felt discomfort, you know, of course they could just let the dentist know. So most people don't really use hypnosis as a replacement for anything, but you know, there's some people that just can't get themselves to the dentist because they have such a fear. So it may be just like with someone working with them to help them to be comfortable with going to the dentist, and then, you know, just feeling more calm, more confident, and, you know, perhaps they still have the Novocaine. Perhaps the suggestions would be about feeling more comfortable with getting the Novocaine. You know, so there's a lot of, it's very individualized, if that makes sense to you. It's very individualized according to what the person needs and wants.
More questions?
Yeah. How many sessions to quit smoking?
Now, that's a great question. There are many people who do a single session smoking program.
Okay.
And that's absolutely fine. And I know for a fact that that can be very effective. Now, that said, that's not what I offer anymore. I offer a very specific program that is 3 sessions.
And, and reach across to you, and you have a question.
For the different habits you have for hypnosis, how many sessions are they different sessions, like different
Yeah, and like I
amounts?
said, you know, it's kind of like it's not like one size fits all. For smoking, I won't do less than 3. And that's just me. Like I said, there's people that do the single session approach and they're very successful, but I offer a real specific program. And so, like for example, for weight loss, I tell people you have to expect that it's going to be a bare minimum of at least 3 sessions. So, you know, and then we kind of go from there. But like I said, it's very individualized to what that person needs. So, but that's kind of a baseline. But you know, for general relaxation, might be 1 session.
All right, we'll go to Lisa. I'm going to cut across. And she said she had several questions, so.
Well, my
Alrighty.
first one is a really different one. Is what's the difference between hypnosis and subliminal messaging, like
Okay.
the tapes and CDs?
That's a great question. I don't know about the technology of subliminals, but basically a subliminal is where you're listening to a piece of music and there's suggestions embedded within the music. So you don't hear that. With hypnosis, you hear my voice.
Is
So
it
it's all audible.
one better than the other, or in combination? Because you said you send tapes and CDs home for people to listen to.
I
So
don't
is
use
it-
any, I do not use any subliminal technology. So any CDs that I would give would be just straight background music with my voice. So all mine is audible, voice guided.
Okay. It's very interesting.
Any other question?
My other question is, you were talking about levels of hypnotherapy. Are there different levels to where you got to be to do certain things?
Well, for example, you know, I've done sessions where I've helped someone prepare for surgery, and really, like, not in a way that, you know, you're not, I'm not talking about like without anesthesia or anything
Right.
like that, just a basic general surgery preparation. And so that might be like perhaps a little deeper level of relaxation. when people come that they feel like they have an issue that they've been really struggling with for a very long time, and we do what's called a regression session, which is more along the lines of hypnotherapy versus hypnosis. Hypnosis is more direct suggestion. Hypnotherapy would be, I think of the distinction as hypnotherapy being more interactive. So if someone were to come for a regression session, you know, that would be like a deeper level of relaxation.
Okay, so I'm a writer. I come to you and say, I have writer's block. Are you touching on a different part than if I came in and said, I want to stop smoking?
No, because basically what you're doing is I just help you to tap into your own motivation.
Age limit that you work with?
Actually, we didn't really talk about my background. I actually have a master's degree in education, so I worked many years with children, and the vast majority of my practice is with adults, but on occasion I do work with children.
So if someone brings a child in at 7 years old and they're having night terrors or something, you try to work with them at that age?
As far as hypnosis being valid for children, absolutely.
Okay, I'm tapped. Okay.
And
Well, great. Well, we go ahead. We have one more question. Two.
What is self-hypnosis?
self-hypnosis would be basically if you learn to guide yourself into that state of relaxation versus having a hypnotherapist guide you. So basically you're going to the same place, but you're getting there on your own. And people can be trained to do self-hypnosis, absolutely. And the other thing that I tell people, which I think is great, is once you have the experience of being guided into hypnosis, it's much easier for you to get there on your own.
Oh, very good. Well, we want to thank our audience for asking questions today, and we want to thank you again, Mary Ellen, for
You're
answering. Well, Mary Ellen, we want to thank you again for joining us here at Psychic Sushi and debunking and getting rid of some of the mythologies and fears on hypnosis. And I think we just maybe scratched the surface. And I know that there's a lot more we can talk to, so we may need to have you come back again and talk more about hypnosis. And, you know, there's, again, if people want to check out the website, please do, elizabethhowell.com. And you can get more information about hypnosis, obviously. This show is here, we are here to educate, to help people understand about alternative healing, health, mental, physical, spirituality, all of the above. And if you have questions, email me. And we would love to have you come down and be in the studio audience. So you can email me and or call or check the website, figure out how to get hold of me. And we would like to invite you down to join us. And we want to thank our lovely studio audience for being here today. You guys did a great job. And so thanks again. And thank you again, Mary Ellen.
Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity.
All right.